In the sequence of stories of superhit films shown on Khabarta Tak, the new link of the story that I have brought before you today is the story of film Mawali, that is the wicked person, especially goons. This film was brought on the silver screen in 1983 and its director was K. Bopaiya. The lead role in this film were played by Jitendra, Sridevi and Jayaprada, whereas the role of villain were played by Sakti Kapoor and Kader Khan. Sriram Lagu, Aruna Irani, etc. played character role in this film. This film included many beautiful dance scene as well as melodious song. The music director of this film was Bappi Lahari, and the voiceover in the song of this film were given by Kishore Kumar and Asa Bhonsle. The first few lines of some of these songs I repeat for your amusement. Rama 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 Re Rama 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 Re Rama 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 Re माना माना मैंने माना मैं हूँ मवाली माना मेरी हर चाल निराली मवाली हूँ मैं कोई चोर तो नहीं गिरा हुआ कोई इंसान तो नहीं राम 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 रे झोपड़ी में चार पाई है झोपड़ी में चार पाई मानुष बिना अम्बे रोटी पड़ी झोपड़ी में चार पाई मानुष बिना अम्बे रोटी पड़ी प्यार में कर ले हंगामा निकल न जाए सुहानी घड़ी झोपड़ी में चार पाई उई अम्मा उई अम्मा उई अम्मा उई अम्मा उई अम्मा उई अम्मा मुश्किल ये क्या हो गई तेरे बदन में तूफान उठा तो साड़ी हवा हो गई हा हा Now listen to the entire story of film Mawali. The story of the film Mawali begins with a jeep traveling through a forest driven by Romesh, played by Jitendra. After driving a short distance, he encounters a group of girls standing around a car parked in the middle of the road. He questions the girls about parking their car in the middle of the road. Among them, Nisa Verma, played by Jayaprada, daughter of a wealthy man, Goyal Verma, played by Sriram Lagu, retort, if this car becomes out of the order while driving, where would it be if it is not parked in the middle of the road? Hearing Nisa's words, Ramesh tells them to leave, threatening to reverse his jeep at high speed and push their car over. Nisa's friend asks her to ask him if he mends the car, but Nisa refuses to comment. He then says, so you guys have been standing here in the forest all night, then listening to her friends. Nisa asks him to fix her car. He opens the hood and inspects the engine, but then he cannot fix it. Nisa then asks Ramesh to take the car into a garage. Ramesh asks her to get a rope. When Nisa says she doesn't have any rope, Ramesh asks all the girls to take off their clothes and give those to him so that they can make a rope and pull the car to a garage. When all the girls take off their clothes and give it to him, he suddenly breaks the rope and starts driving the car forward. Nisa screams loudly, hearing which he backs his car. When the car girls deceptively ask him to take the car to the garage, he fixes it. When Nisa asks, he tells her that a nut is loose and asks her for 100 rupees to pay as a repair charge. Nisa reluctantly gives him the money. Nisa's father, Goel Verma, rebukes his cousin, played by Aruna Irani, nephew Ranjit, played by Sakti Kapoor, and brother-in-law Ajit, played by Kader Khan, saying, I made big mistakes by kindly giving them shelter in this house. Then I made an even bigger mistake by granting Ajit the power of attorney, which is causing the factory to suffer continuous losses. He asked his sister and nephew to bring all the factory accounting documents. While all this is going on, Nisa arrives. When asked by her father where she was so late, she explains that the car broke down in the way. Ajit suggests Goel Verma to marry Nisa with Ranjit so that she cannot go anywhere alone and Ranjit can protect her as her bodyguard. Nisa, calling Ranjit weak, goes into the room with her father, saying she wants to do all the accounting herself. Despite being reprimanded, Ajit and Ranjit continues to make money by intimidating factory employees and making them steal goods without recording them in the accounts. Then one day, Ramesh, hired by Goel Verma as an engineer, catches an employee transporting twice the amount of goods shown in the documents in the vehicle, and when threats learns that Goel Verma's relatives Ajit and Ranjit are behind this. Ramesh goes to inform Goel Verma of this. Ranjit also informs Ajit, who then convinces Ajit to take responsibility for the matter, promising to bribe the employees with a large sum of money. At the request of engineer Ramesh, Goel Verma and Nisa arrives at the factory and find Ajit and Ranjit beating the employee, who is later handed over to the police. One day, Nisa's car breaks down on the way. She cycles to the factory and tells Ramesh about her car's breakdown and asks him to go to fix it. Seeing this, Ranjit becomes irritated and tells Nisa that he is building engineer, not a car engineer. Nisa then being taken him along, calling him an engineer of everything. On the way, they have fun and singing songs. Seeing Ramesh and Nisa in love, Ranjit and Ajit go to Nisa's father Goel Verma to complain that Nisa is openly in love with Ramesh, an engineer who works at this factory and is being taunted by the people. Goel Verma feigns anger. Just then Nisa arrives and Goel Verma questions her about her relationship with Ramesh. Nisa replies that she loves Ramesh, she is the engineer. Goel Verma then tells Ajit to hurry up and prepare for Nisa's wedding. This delights both father and son. Goel Verma tells Ranjit to prepare for the wedding as well, but when he asks Ranjit to welcome the guest at the doorstep, Ranjit replies that he will be marrying Nisa at the wedding venue, so how will he be there to welcome the guest at the doorstep? Goel Verma then says, you will welcome the guest at the doorstep. Nisa will be marrying Ramesh, an engineer, at the wedding venue. Hearing this, both father and son are baffled. One day, Goel Verma sees Gangu Ramesh look alike and a pickpocket making love with Julie. He mistakes Gangu for Ramesh and in enraged conceals Ramesh and Nisa's proposed wedding. Gangu is arrested for pickpocketing and sent to the jail. After breaking off Ramesh's marriage, Goel Verma tells his lawyer to cancel his old will and make a new one. Ajit and Ranjit learn of this and hired a criminal to murder Goel Verma. On the day of murder, the father and son leave Goel Verma's house and stay in a hotel. That night, the criminal murders Goel Verma and flees, but Nisa, who sees Gangu there and conceal it as a Ramesh by mistakes for the murder. Then Nisa saw Gangu fleeing. Ajit and Ranjit report the matter to the police. When the case goes to the court, Ramesh is sentenced to jail on Nisa's evidence. In jail, Gangu confronts another criminal who demands to make messes of his body from him. Gangu severely beats the criminal. The police arrives and warn him that if he continues to fight like this, he won't be able to leave tomorrow when he is due to be released, as he will be facing a jail sentence in another case. Gangu then releases him the next day. When he is about to be released, Ramesh tells his look-alike Gangu that he is in jail because he was falsely implicated in Goyal Verma's murder. Gangu then tells him about the events of that day. He went to Goyal Verma's house with the intention of stealing, but someone had already murdered Goyal Verma. Goyal Verma's daughter Nisa had seen him there. Seeing Nisa, Gangu confesses to running away and says that he did not commit the murder, but only went there with the intention of stealing. Ramesh then tells him to stay in jail for 3 days as Ramesh. During this time, he will come out as a Gangu and connect all the dots of the crime. Finding evidence to prove his innocence, he will then return to jail and Gangu will then leave. Gangu then says that if he does not return to jail after 3 days, he will escape and Ramesh will have to bear the entire punishment. Ramesh agrees and leaves. When Ramesh comes out of jail, Ajit and Ranjit spot him on the way and call a policeman to try to get him back in the jail. Ramesh introduces him as a Gangu, but the policeman believes Ajit and Ranjit and insists on taking him to jail. Just then, Julie arrives and, mistaking Ramesh for Gangu, tells the policeman that he is her lover, Gangu, and that they are lying. She then takes Ramesh home with her. At home, Julie begins to love him and insists he arrange the money, pay it to his father and marry her. Just as they are expressing their love, they hear a knock on the door. Hearing the knocking on the door, Ramesh comes out and finds Ajit and Ranjit in front of him. Ramesh then introduces himself as Gangu. Ajit then tempts him with some money and tells him to go to his house posing as Ramesh and threaten Nisa so that Nisa will get scared and marry Ranjit. While these people were talking, Julie comes there. Then Ramesh, posing as Gangu, tells her that he will get money and with this money he can marry her and goes with her. As per the plan of Ajit and Ranjit, Ramesh, posing as Gangu, comes to Nisa's house, introducing himself as Ramesh and first starts threatening Ajit's wife. Meanwhile, Ajit and Ranjit arrives and claim that this is his wife. He wants to threaten Nisa. He also reveals that he had his men kill Goyal Verma. Ramesh then goes to Nisa's room, revealing everything in a letter, gives it to her and begins threatening her. He then tells Nisa to agree to marry Ranjit. He also says that on the wedding day, he will take her away to a safe place, gather all the evidence, prove himself innocent and marry her after coming out of a jail. By then, Ajit and Ranjit also arrive. Nisa in front of them curses Ramesh and agrees to marry Ranjit. On the wedding day, Nisa, under the pretext of needing to go to the toilet, runs away with Ramesh. Ramesh takes her home. There his mother, seeing him with the married woman, demands them tell her everything. He then tells the truth, saying that Ranjit wanted to marry her forcibly, so he had run away and brought her here. His mother then hides Nisa in house and calls a priest to perform Nisa's wedding to Ramesh. On the wedding night, Ramesh tells his wife Nisa that she must go to Gangu at all cost or he will escape from jail. Exposing everything, he will then be able to prove his innocence. Nisa lets him go. Seeing Ramesh's delay in returning to jail, Gangu flees. Meanwhile, Ajit and Ranjit go to a police station and report that Ramesh is not in jail. The station officer then calls the jailer and inquires about Ramesh's absence. The jailer sends him men to break the news and inform the jail police. Ramesh releases from jail spreads widely and a criminal comes to his village to kill him. He threatens the villagers, telling that Ramesh was the reason for his imprisonment. He then threatens to kill Ramesh With this, he began searching for Ramesh. When Gangu returned to the village, mistaking Gangu for Ramesh, a shopkeeper in the village informs him that a criminal has come to kill him. Gangu is still thinking about this when the criminal appears and attacks him. Gangu then wants to kill him by beating him badly and pushing him into a well. When he says that he should be left alone, he will never set foot in this village again, Gangu lets him go. After this incident, the villagers, mistaking Gangu for Ramesh, celebrate with him and take him to his house. When Gangu addresses Ramesh's mother as Maji, his mother starts suspecting that this is not Ramesh but someone else. After this, when the Gangu goes to Nisa, Nisa understands everything and tells Gangu that if he doesn't anything wrong, she will expose him to the police. Therefore, for the sake of appearance, he should pretend to live with her as husband and wife. Fearing exposure, Gangu agrees to do so. One day, a liquor shop in the village was to be inaugurated. When the minister fails to arrive, the villager asks the shopkeeper to have Ramesh inaugurate the shop. The shop owner agrees after the shop inauguration. As soon as the shopkeeper offers him a drink as part of the inauguration, he drinks heavily and has a lot of fun with Julie. When he returns home, Ramesh's mother becomes suspicious of him, believing he never drank. Meanwhile, Nisa arrives and claims that the villagers forced him to drink. Drinking alcohol has become fashion these days, so he is little jaded to plead people. That night before Nisa arrives, Gangu steals some items from the house, puts his clothes up and prepares to escape. Nisa spots him when he claims he is Gangu, not Ramesh. Nisa says she knows everything. He then explains that he loves Julie and stole it for her because her father says he won't marry her off to her unless he pays her a certain amount. That is why he stole from this house. Nisa then gives him her necklace and tells him to still sell it and get married. Gangu realizes that he is Rowdy, but he is not a low person who would marry someone just by accepting a necklace or something from a woman. Nisa tells him to consider it a gift from his sister then and get married. Gangu then says, I have no one in this world. I have Julie, but her father won't let me marry her, and God is not kind to me. Now I have got a sister, and I can never take her away. And look what I do for you now. Saying this, he leaves. Meanwhile, Ajit and Ranjit arrives at Ramesh's house and expose Gangu's secret to Ramesh's mother. Ramesh's mother becomes furious with Nisa after Gangu's secret is revealed. Taking advantage of this, Ajit and Ranjit forcibly bring Nisa to their house and begin persuading her to marry Ranjit. However, Nisa opposes this. Gangu had gone to earn money after promising Nisa that he would get her husband out of jail. When he returned, he found Ramesh's mother standing in front of him. She lashed out at Gangu, saying, You and Nisa have conned me. Her uncle had taken her away. You better go out of here quickly, or I will call the villagers. Gangu repeatedly told him not to doubt Nisa's character. As Ramesh's mother called out of the villagers, Gangu left the money he had brought with him at the door and fled. Ramesh's mother then went to jail to meet Ramesh and informed him about the events at home. Hearing this, Ramesh told her mother, You have made a big mistake. Nisa is completely innocent. Her uncle and cousin will torture her there and she will be forcibly married to Ranjit. He then tells his mother, I cannot get out of the jail right now. In the case, you should go to Gangu and tell her everything. After meeting Ramesh, Ramesh's mother approaches Gangu and affectionately calls him son. Hearing this, Gangu's foster mother comes forward and asks Ramesh's mother, How do you know this is your son? Ramesh's mother is unable to answer. Gangu's foster mother then tells him that she only raised him. Gangu is not her own son but your son. On this day, Gangu, the day you gave birth to twin, my husband picked one of them and I placed it in my lap. As soon as Gangu learns that Ramesh is his brother, he immediately rushes to Nisa's house to save her. Ajit calls some goons. They then begin pursuing Nisa to marry Ranjit. Nisa reveals her Mangal Sutra and claims she is already married. They beat her and demand she change her clothes quickly and come to the wedding venue. Nisa refuses to change and refuses to go. Ranjit's mother begins beating her. Julie arrives and seeing this tells Ranjit's mother to leave. Not only this, I will make all the men here wear sari as well. As soon as Ranjit's mother leaves, she outright scolds Nisa but secretly reveals everything, causing Nisa to put on her wedding and dress, head down towards the wedding venue. Just then Gangu arrives and challenges Ajit, Ranjit and his goons. A violent fight ensues between the two sides. Gangu, Julie and Nisa beat up Ajit, Ranjit, his mother and all his goons. Ajit then tried to throw Ranjit and his mother out of the house. After pleading with them not to be thrown out, Gangu then agrees to let them stay in the house on the condition they do all the household works. Having never worked, Ranjit finds it very unpleasant to work here. He tells his father that it would be better to sell vegetables when with a basket on his head. His father Ajit then explains to him why he is not leaving this house. Meanwhile, he, along with Ranjit, is recounting the murder of Nisa's father, Goel Verma, to his wife. Then he realizes that everything is being taped. Ranjit tells his father that both of them will now hanged. Ajit offers to show him his magic. He then calls his goons. Gangu, Julie and Nisa are overjoyed to find the tape. They think that they will soon get Ramesh released from the jail with it. But then Ajit arrives with his goon and Gangu demands that Julie and Nisa hand over the tape to him. When Gangu refuses to hand over the tape, Ajit sends his layer one goons forward, leading to another fight between Gangu, Julie and Nisa and Ajit, Ranjit and his goons. Gangu, Julie and Nisa once again brutally beat them up. Meanwhile, Ajit summons his second layer goons. Gangu, Julie and Nisa are already a little lethargic due to the fight. Taking advantage of this, Ajit's layer two goons tries everyone's hands and feet. Despite this, when Gangu refuses to hand over the tape, Ajit summons a layer three goons who hang the upside down over a fire or places others on a fast spinning pulley, subjecting them to various forms of torture. Meanwhile, Ajit and Ranjit visiting Ramesh in jail and ask him to confess that he murdered Goel Verma. Ramesh initially denies this, but when Ajit shows his photograph showing Gangu, Julie and Nisa in the heroic state, becomes Gangu's face resembles Ramesh, he will be blamed for this as he will kill everyone from here. Ramesh then offers to confess his crime in the court. At the next hearing, Ramesh confesses to murder Goel Verma. The court sentences him to death. A day before his execution, Ramesh's mother visits him in jail and gives him the Gita. After his mother returns, Ramesh begins reading a page of the Gita and finds saw blade inside. Using this saw blade, he escapes from the prison, cuts the window bars and arrives at Ajit's hideout, freeing Gangu, Julie and Nisa. They then attack Ajit, Ranjit and his goons. After dealing with them, Ramesh takes the tape to court, which causes the judge to reverse his decision. Ramesh is immediately acquitted and Ajit and Ranjit are sentenced to death. For Goel Verma's murder, Ajit and Ranjit are sentenced to death. After this, Ramesh is married to Nisa and Gangu is married to Julie and they all live happily together. With this scene, the story of the film Mawali ends.